So in dealing with the Big Bang, I want to start with the explosion. I mean, because if you have an explosion, there has to be something there that causes the explosion. One thing that we do in science is that we use the terms cause and effect. There was a cause, and after that cause, there was an effect. So the first thing we have to do is ask, what was there prior? Okay. Now, prior to the Big Bang, we have to use logic and fact in what we see every day. So we know that prior to light, there has to be darkness. Okay, there has to be darkness prior to light. Darkness is actually the dominant of the two. So there has to be darkness prior to light. So what was it that caused this darkness to explode? Now, when we look in the Bible speaks of God. As a matter of fact, we'll read the scripture where it says, "And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters." Now, God, in terms of the Bible at this particular time, is meaning God, the only thing that is existing, the energy or the power that is existing at this time. Okay, so it moved in on the face of the waters. Now, if we go up a scripture, it says, "And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep." So the face of the deep had the face of darkness. Okay, so darkness was on the hydrogen, or what we call the waters in the Bible. Okay, and God had to move in upon these waters. Now, what's upon these waters? Darkness. Okay, so God moved in on the darkness, and at this point you can see that the waters are the matter. Okay, you have energy and you have matter. Okay, so this energy moved in on the matter, in which we call today dark matter, because there was only darkness. Okay, so the dark energy moves in upon the dark matter, and then as you read in the very next scripture, it says, "And God said, let there be light." Now, we know for a fact that God was not talking English, and he said, this would be, absurd to think that. What that is signifying that there was a communication there from God, from that power, okay, that ignited light. So light came from darkness being squeezed upon. And that's the only way you're going to get light. As a matter of fact, you can use that same principle when you're trying to use, when you're making a diamond and you use coal. The darkness is squeezed, the pressurized that coal into what you have on your finger as a diamond. Okay, so this is the principle that we were dealing with in the beginning. Okay, now what was the effect of that pressure? Okay, that pressure caused light. Okay, that pressure caused light. That pressure caused an explosion, an outward explosion. Now, when you say outward, what that doesn't mean in one direction, even though you're saying out. Out can be in every direction, outward, in a circular direction, outward. Okay, so this is how the energy moved out, and even to this day, we'll find that the heavens, or what the Bible labels the heavens, or what we call outer space or the cosmos, is still expanding to this day. And the funny thing is, you'll find in the book of Isaiah 40 and 22, where he talks about the universe and God stretching the heavens as if they were a curtain. Okay, and this is what we call the fabric of space, or the fabric of space-time. Okay, so even to this day, you'll find that this same principle of the outward explosion is still happening, because the universe is expanding even faster and faster each moment, which is a principle that is almost unheard of. I mean, it's very difficult to study because we've always assumed light was the fastest thing in the universe, but as we can see, darkness is, because it's actually accumulating in speed. So, this particular lesson was, to give people an understanding of the Bible and how it speaks of science and the space time, and how it's actually factual and lines right up with, how the universe began. The only difference, and the thing that I like more about the Bible, is that it gets deeper into the actual Big Bang. It goes farther than the Big Bang. The Big Bang begins with light, and that's a great concept because it helps us see. But we have to understand that there was darkness in which we can't comprehend because we can't see in darkness. But darkness was there, and there's a good chance that it was there billions and trillions of years prior to the light. So we can't say how old the universe is. We can only say how old we believe light is. And this is a groundbreaking understanding of science that comes from the ancient Israelites of the Bible that we read today.